Welcome to Cooking Stuff with Starla McGee, where you'll be learning how to make restaurant quality dishes with fresh, simple ingredients. On today's menu on Cooking Stuff with Starla McGee, we will be doing a dish of chicken marsala. Okay, so we're going to start with the ingredients that we're using today. First, we have our shallots. You can easily use red onion. If you don't have any shallots, you could use yellow onion. You could use any onion and it would suffice just as well. We also have Marsala wine. You want to preferably use a sweet Marsala if you can. Then we have our chicken stock here. This is going to be some freshly minced garlic. This is our mushrooms sliced. We have flour, which we'll use as much as we need when we need it. And then this is our butter. We have a cooking spray as well as the oil. I'm using grapeseed oil today. You can use olive oil, coconut oil, whatever oil you have on hand. It would do just fine. This is an organic pasta that I believe, I don't know where I got it, but it's organic pasta, a fettuccine as you see. You'll see all the measurements included in the recipe here. And then this is going to be our chicken, which you can see that I've already seasoned and dredged in flour, which I'll show you as well. What I'm doing here is simply trimming the fat off of the chicken. And then we are going to cut this chicken breast on a bias cut into chicken cutlet portions, just like you see me doing here. So this is what your finished product should look like. Your chicken cutlets should look like this. They should be about as thick as this one is here. After you've cut your chicken cutlets, you'll see that I put the chicken onto a cutting board and then I put a film of plastic wrap over it. And what you see me doing here is just pounding and tenderizing the chicken out. And I want my chicken to be about 1/4 of an inch. So that way you're able to get a nice crispiness onto your chicken. Once you've pounded out your chicken breasts, you are simply going to dredge your chicken into the flour like you see me doing here. And you'll just continue that. You want to make sure it's coated nicely because the better the coat of flour on there, the more crispy that your chicken is going to end up. But you do want to make sure you tap off all that excess flour as well. This is our finished product. This is our dredged chicken. We are all finished with that. So we'll set that aside for later. Next, I'm going to show you how to properly make pasta. The first step is going to be how you seen me add a little bit of oil to my water. After you've added that oil, you can add your pasta and the pasta will come back up to a boil. You'll cook the pasta, just follow whatever directions you have that came on the package, that's fine. And once your pasta is done and you've cooked it for that time, simply just bring it to a colander. This is one of the most important steps that keeps your pasta from being too mushy and helps it to be perfect and al dente. If you see me right now, that water that's coming down onto the pasta, that's cold water. You need to do that step so that your pasta doesn't have carryover cooking and end up super soft and mushy. So you just cool that pasta down till it's completely cold again, and you're gonna drizzle it with a little more of that oil to make sure that it doesn't stick together. Okay, so what we have here is our dredged chicken that we've already seasoned, already floured. In our pan, we heat it up. It's medium to high heat, more on the higher side, and we've oiled this pan with a little bit of grapeseed oil. So you want to make sure it's nice and hot. This makes all the difference in the way your chicken will turn out. If it's not hot enough, your chicken will not be crispy. It'll cook thoroughly, but it won't have that nice browning to it. Once your pan is heated up and it's the proper temp and you've added your chicken, we are going to cook that for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, or until it's brown and crispy, whatever you reach first. I've just finished flipping my chicken breast over, and as you see, it's a nice golden brown and sear on each side. All finished, nice and crispy. Right, so the first thing that we're going to add to this pan is going to be our shallots. We already have some oil that's heated up to temperature for the shallots to saute in. So you want to sweat your shallots just till they become just a little bit translucent, not all the way. And then we are going to add our mushroom. That was a little bit more than we needed. I'm just going to use a few of those. So we are going to saute this for about 3 to 5 minutes until the mushrooms soften, until the shallots become translucent. And also, again, remember, if you do not have shallots, you can just use onions as well. It works just as fine. Alright, so after we added those onions and they began to become translucent, we added our mushrooms here. And we're going to cook the mushrooms for about 3 to 5 minutes until those soften a little bit as well. Alright, so after we've sweated the onions and the mushrooms, we're going to add the garlic. Now you add the garlic last because it does not take that long to cook. So do not add it with the onions or the mushrooms because those take just a little bit longer to cook. So this is what it should look like once your mushrooms, onions, and garlic is done and cooked the way that it should be. As you see, your garlic is still like almost like an off-white, but it's still not dark brown, which is what it should be if it's not burnt. So that is your marsala going into your pan. As you see, it deglaze the pan, and you are going to cook this down by 50%. You're going to reduce it till you have 50% less liquid than what you started with. All right, so this is what your reduction should look like after you've added your marsala as well as reduce your marsala. So after we've done that, we are now going to add our chicken stock. And you just pour that right in there. And the same exact thing that you did with your Marsala wine, you're going to do with this chicken stock. We're going to reduce this by half. We're going to create our sauce and add our chicken back into the mix. We are now adding that chicken back into our sauce. As you see, we have that gravy-like consistency that I was telling you about. We'll add the chicken back in and we'll just let that sauce cook with that chicken for just a short bit of time here, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, just to get it coated nice and well there. We are all finished. This is what our chicken marsala looks like. You'll see I paired mine with the fettuccine that we cooked earlier with a little bit of broccoli. You can do rice, mashed potatoes, all veggies, whatever works for you. Even if you want to leave those mushrooms out, customize it however you would like to. Thank you so much for cooking stuff with Starla McGee. Hope you enjoyed the episode and learned how to make some chicken marsala today. Just an ending note, these are 2 wines that work well with chicken marsala, a red and a white, whatever you like.